My name is Jonathan Lee, and in this video I'm going to explain the advantages of learning Chinese for college and career opportunities. But before I explain why you should learn Chinese, I believe that first we need to understand the history of China and how they achieved their rise to success. One of the major key factors can be attributed to the Yangtze River. The Yangtze River, also called the Changjiang, rises in the mountains of the Qinghai province on the Tibetan Plateau and flows 6,300 kilometers to the East China Sea, opening at Shanghai. In 1979, 4 Special Economic Zones, also known as SEZs, were created in the southern part of the country. In these free market zones, the state placed land and infrastructure at the disposal of the foreign capitalist. After viewing the success of these SEZs, the government created open coastal cities in 1994, allowing Western companies to install themselves all over the eastern coast and deltas of the country, notably in cities like Guangzhou, Qingdao, and Shanghai. Throughout China's long history, the Yangtze River Basin has been a center of cultural and industrial activity. Today it contributes to around 40% of the nation's GDP, the equivalent of about $1.5 trillion. Another key behind China's success is that it's the government that allocates resources and directly or indirectly commands a large portion of national assets and incomes. The Chinese government is not subject to the same democratic pressures in making unpopular decisions such as raising taxes. Because of this, China has been able to industrialize and move at a much faster pace than other countries. Now you may be thinking, I get it, China's rich, blah blah blah, but is it really worth it to learn a language that's 7,266 miles from my own bed in Delaware? I mean, I'm already struggling enough with English. Well, Chinese is the most widely spoken and one of the fastest growing languages in the world. About 16% of the world's population, or over 1 billion people, speak some form of Chinese as their first native language. This includes not only China, but also countries such as Malaysia, Taiwan, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, Philippines, and Mongolia. Additionally, China is gradually becoming one of the world's greatest powers, with so many opportunities that you yourself can make use of. Even though most kids may see learning a new language as torture, I personally wish that I could have had the opportunity myself. Instead of wasting their time watching Disney Channel or doing that, they could be enriching their mind with a priceless skill. And if you're over the age of 12 and still interested, don't worry, it's not too late. One of the most noticeable public figures today that are trying to learn Chinese includes no one other than Mark Zuckerberg.
我很高兴来北京，我爱这个城市。我的中文很糟糕，但是我天，学用中文。
As the CEO of Facebook, having a strong connection to China is something that is essential. In fact, there are many top CEOs that speak Chinese as a second language. By being able to speak Chinese, so many different opportunities and pathways can become present, as shown above. You can also move to China yourself and get a job there or even create your own company. While China's economy remains strong, people are palpably proud of its strength. Work in China is challenging and fast-paced, and young executives get far more responsibility than they would get back at home. Executives with experience in China will be in high demand back at headquarters and at leading business schools in coming years, so getting a couple years of China work experience on your resume certainly can't hurt. Now, if I haven't convinced you to pack your bags and start your career in China right now, here are some more facts that you may want to know. In 2015, the IMF ranked China's economy as the world's biggest in purchasing power parity terms for the first time since they began recording. The US has been knocked out of the top spot, which it has held since it overtook the UK in 1872. In 2011, China ranked 4th amongst countries with the highest trade surplus, with a trade surplus of $155 billion. By 2013, it ranked 2nd, behind Germany, with a trade surplus of $259 billion. China's trade surplus soared to a record $382 billion in 2014, the highest ever, and a 47.2% increase in 2013. Overall, there are so many reasons to learn Chinese these days. Whether you want to learn about the history and culture of a country that you've never seen before, or if you want to make new friends from around the world, there's no reason to say no to a language that can change your life forever. Thank you.